think that given how many brands there are, getting sell-through at retail is probably the biggest barrier right now. So when I launched Tara's Way, it was getting on the shelf. That was always like, hey, get on the shelf. And it was true. Now I have lots of companies I work with who are getting on the shelf who aren't getting sell-through because there's so much noise in the marketplace. You got to invest a lot of money in marketing and brand building, probably more than you used to. So in my session, when I was talking about how much money you needed to raise, part of the reason that number has increased, I think, since when I launched Tara's Way, is because those investments for marketing to get trial. So I mean demos and promos and getting your brand awareness out in a local market by market, right? Not necessarily for a young brand, it's not a national thing. And social media is incredibly powerful in some ways, and in some ways it's not so incredibly powerful. Like tying social media campaigns to get a coupon to somebody to go help you get sell-through somewhere. I have some clients who are doing that incredibly well, and it's really effective. But if all you do is like me on social media, that's not enough. So what's been interesting, so yeah, that's an issue, but what has been interesting to me is I think the retailers, especially because our category is now moving into mainstream retail, right? And those retailers it's like candy, like, wow, there's a new brand of something, let's try it. I mean, it's really crazy. There's much more interest on the part of a broader range of retailers in our brands than there used to be. And so because of that, you still have to have your act together, right? And you still have to have sell sheets and a credible value proposition. The other thing that those bigger retailers demand is understanding of data, like market sales velocities in the category and how big they are and all of that. So being informal about it is harder, I think, in this sale to those bigger opportunities. But there are probably more of those bigger opportunities than ever in a way right now. I think so. Now, is it the optimal thing? So there's some cases where it would just be way faster if the entrepreneur had a partner or brought in somebody to be the person who speaks money. But having said that, I really, especially me as an investor, I really look for people where the entrepreneur understands this stuff and isn't saying, well, I'm going to bring in Joe and he's going to tell you. And I'm like, yeah, because you make so many decisions as an entrepreneur that have bottom line impacts, right? And if you don't understand that stuff about your own business, it's not easy to make the right decisions all the time. With my journey, we ended up bringing in a really pro team because I do think everybody says this. It's really true that people who have experience in the industry are going to propel the company faster, right? And I, as the founder and owner of the company and biggest investor in the company, I benefit from that. And that is, so I talk about learning to talk about money. There's this other, from a money point of view, transition of thinking of yourself not just as the entrepreneur who started it, but as the biggest investor in the company, because you probably are, right? And then that's different too, because now like, wow, I gotta worry about whether this company makes money. That it's a weird transition, I think, for entrepreneurs, but we all go through it.